Well, hello. I'm going to talk about something that is not the big data, but maybe it's more coming from consumer data, advertising, things that we have every day. So the point is that we have done some researches, and everyone is always saying, okay, you know, digital is behaving very different from the TV, from the offline. So we know that if it changes, that at the end, all the advertising is skippable. So if you are watching TV, you zap, you go to the blue when advertising appears, so you are skipping the ad. And at the end, we know that when people is exposed to the TV, they are also watching a lot of other devices. So it's really a very cluttered environment, and the advertising needs to do something. Actually, in TV, they have a very, very hard work to do, because only a third of the ads that they are exposing to the audience, only a third is viewed completely. And the advertisers are paying for everything. So you can imagine the fortune that is there. So now that appear the digital world, and everybody is saying, okay, what's happening with the digital world? So the digital world started later, so they have the opportunity to focus the advertising in a different way. It's not this big clutter with a lot of minutes of advertising, but there is an advertising there. We need advertising to pay all the things that we are watching. But the consumer has the opportunity to skip, and that's why the digital environment for video ads, it's the best of the two worlds, because it has the opportunity to show the ads, and it gives also the opportunity to skip them. Actually, if we see what is happening in the real world, is that an ad in YouTube, it's only watched entirely by 2 out of 10 persons. So there's a lot of people who skip the ad just in the 5 seconds. And this is a data that we have calculated that in the Facebook news feed, it's like from 20 to 40 people who skipped. So at the end, what is happening here is that the users are great, because you are having a lot of content, free content, you can use and watch whatever you want with no price. This is also very good for the platforms, because they are having a very nice user experience. The users are visiting you more and more and more and more. They are watching everything there. They can inform you and use your data for other things. But what happens with the advertisers? They are paying for this. And well, on one hand, it's okay, I only pay every entire watch. So if people is not watching the ad, I'm not paying for it. That's great. But they are doing this advertising for something. They have invested a lot of money, a lot of efforts to produce an ad, and they want this ad to do something, especially because they know that the communication helps to keep their brand name in their consumers' mind, so when they go to the shop, they buy you, or they have a strong relationship with your brand. So the advertising is doing something, and the advertisers need this to work in the digital world. So what do we know? We know we have done some research on consumers, so exposing them to a YouTube ad in a TrueView system so they can skip. And then we ask them if they remember or not the brand. And then we know that only 5 seconds, or only seeing the ad and then skipping, it's helping the brand to appear in the radar of the consumers. So that's good for them. But what we know is that if they watch the entire ad, it's even better, because they are having the whole history and they're having all the things that the advertisers want to tell them. So the point is, what can we do? What can we do to do this, to get people engaged enough to arrive to the end of the ad so that advertising is working in the proper way? So we need to think about it. We need to think that the advertising with the skip button in our minds. We need to think what can help the advertisers and what can help the users to feel very comfortable and to like what they are watching. So we did with Google a survey where we code thousands of ads with a lot of variables. For 16 countries, it was huge. And then Google analyzed it with AdWords and with their brand lift surveys in order to understand how these different variables were working in the ads. And they published it. So I have just extracted some of the learnings because I think that would be interesting for you. So the first thing, which is clear, and is if it looks like an ad, people will skip because they know that it is an ad. So in digital world, you need to do something different. Whoops. Again, if you have the logo of the brand, you don't need to wait. You know what the story is about. So just skip and go to the next page. But there are some ways to make that everyone is happy. And humor is one of these. So you can do a lot of things, playing with humor or playing with celebrities or playing with suspense that makes it happen. Could you please?
There's a new energy company in town, and we do things a bit differently.
Exit fees are wrong.
It was a pity because the first, when the man runs, is because it's a very big noise behind. So you can do things, and digital world is open to all these kind of things. We can use also this Nespresso ad with glamorous George Clooney, and it helps also the brand. So at the end, what we need to do is to create a compelling content where the brand is there, but it's not an ad. Could you please?
This is for the game changers, the rookies and the veterans, the soldiers,
the survivors,
the 3 a.m. fathers,
and the multiplayer motor mounts.
the trophy collectors,
the button mashers,
the once-in-a-while assassins, and the dedicated strikers.
This is for those who want to leap into the game in the blink of an eye.
And for those who refuse to be boxed in. For those that are divided in battle,
but united in play.
This is for the collectors of next-level secrets.
And the fans of jaw-dropping graphics. For those that want the power and freedom to play
anytime, anywhere.
Okay, so you see that there are a lot of people, they are talking about games, and the end is a PlayStation ad. But they were engaging. Each person could relate to each of the people who were appearing there. So engaging people is a way to keep them till the end, because you are trying to find out if you are there, if it is for you or not. Then we also did a supplementary analysis, and it is based on facial coding. So what we did is to measure the different facial expressions throughout all the ad, so that we can see how the expressions and the feelings of the people were changing all through the ad. And we learned that if you are able to make people happy, and make people happy maybe because just you smile them or you make them smile. If you make people happy in the 2, 3, or 3 first seconds, then you can catch them and make them to go to the end. So make them happy, engage them. This is something that happens. This is not only to make people to watch the entire ad. It also helps to, It also helps to make people to share the ad, to comment, to do other things. So you can take advantage of working in a very well and accurate way just to catch the respondents' of viewers' attention. And this is just finishing this, there's a couple of examples of how it works. This is for the Super Bowl ad. You can see how flat was the engagement. The engagement was very flat. They have very few people viewing the ad, and practically nobody shared it. So they waste a lot of money and they waste a lot of resources doing nothing. Whereas this ad, which was an ad of McDonald's, and it has a lot of engagement and love and people hugging them and these kind of things. It has a very, whoops. Okay, time. So that's what I just wanted to say. So smile and you will get the people till the end. Thank you.